What's up, YouTube? So today's video is just going to be some links in the description of some products that I have done some accessorizing with on this new to me 2016 F-150. Nothing sponsored. I'm pretty sure these companies don't even know I exist other than I bought their products once or twice. This is just me wanting to show you guys what I've done, what I like, what's worked for me in my truck. And if you got trucks like it, maybe it'll work for you too. I really like what I've done so far. Can't wait to do more. And just real quick, I absolutely love the stance that it's on. It is on stock rims, 18-inch rims. It's on 31 and a half inch tires. But they are a brand of tire that I have never heard of. Ceylon. But they are 275 by 65 by 18. All-terrains, Terra Max. And you know what? They're not half bad. I like them a lot. Not bad at all. Definitely going to upgrade as soon as they get worn down and whatnot. But so far, it's got a good clean stance. It's got a 2-inch leveling kit on the front. And I can say I'm pretty happy with it. First and foremost, let's start with the rear suspension and rear components. So I went ahead and went with the Bilstein series rear shocks for this model year F-150. Well, 15 through 17. And I picked up some OEM, OEM bump stops. Reason being with that is when I bought the truck, the previous owner had put a air ride or airlift, whatever it's called, airbag suspension system. And that was gone almost immediately. It was a very rough ride. One of the bags was corroded and worn out. The other bag was stuck on max PSI. Kind of tilted the truck a little bit, to be honest. And no matter what I did, the Bluetooth remote wouldn't work. It wouldn't kick on. Disconnected and replugged from the battery, trying to kickstart the thing. And quite frankly, just this back suspension, you went over any kind of bump. These little rocks, a bump in the road, God forbid, a cattle guard or railroad tracks. And it felt like half the truck back just boop up in the air. Really bad. Made it for a rough ride. Didn't like it. So I took all that stuff off. I know it's an expensive $800 system, but it was old, it was worn out, it wasn't working, and I was never going to use it. So I went with the Bilsteins. And if you're going to do the same with the bump stops, or maybe yours are old and broke and you just want to get new ones, yeah, good luck. I am going to put a link in the description for what actually, if I can find the website again, it was some random dealership in South Texas that happened to have this model rear bump stops. They were very hard to find. Not sure why, but they were insanely hard to find. Everything was modifications and off-roading and towing and hauling and just about it, whether it was Walmart, Amazon, 3M Motorsports. I mean, I could not find these until I went to some random Ford parts website and had to order twice. The first one got canceled because they actually didn't have it, and then ordered again and they ended up having it. So don't know what that all is about, but they did show up. They're doing just fine. I like them. So that was my first modification. And the second one came, well, the next two here came at the same time. I will get to the whole lighting and headlight assembly system in a bit. But real quick, I went ahead and bought this because I like a good license plate. I don't know why. It's just one of those things for me. And if you knew, on my old truck or the first gen Ecoboost, the license plate was always off to the side, driver's side here. That was due to the airflow that the first gen needed. So they couldn't really put the license plate there in the middle because it was just blocking too much air. So with the second gens, though, that problem was kind of eliminated. I mean, you still, if you really want all the air possible, sure, go ahead and take this out and don't worry about it. But long story short, you can get away with it just fine. It's not going to mess up anything with your engine intake. So I went ahead and got this little snap-on. It snaps in right there. And it's held up pretty good. It is super cheap. Found it on Amazon. I think you can get them in several other cheap motorsports websites. But it's a cool little deal. The bug grill actually came from the previous owner, and it's a really nice, like, coated one that's like on the hood. So I'm keeping it. I really like it. Kind of adds to the wannabe blacked out look, blackish look. So I really like it a lot. If we go to the inside here, let's begin with our Lay's Fit mats. If you guys knew about my old truck, I did have the rough country ones. And there's that one right there. So the rough country ones were really good, except they were an insanely hard plastic. So there was no getting in and around them. They were hard plastic. These ones, though, are a nice soft plastic. And when they say custom laser fit, I mean, it is like edged to the max. It is like no gap. It's really nice. I don't catch my feet on it. It's got a good water stopper right here. Kind of got a custom-ish water stopper right here. I mean, and Lay's, it goes all the way back up behind the pedals. And Lay's Fit will sit there and ask you, you know, do you got the telescoping pedals? What do you want for your passenger side? I mean, they really make sure it is a laser custom fit. So I've never gone with this brand. They weren't too expensive. I think this was, I don't know, anywhere from 80 to 100 bucks, I believe, for the pair of the two. And I'm really happy. The only thing with Lay's Fit is they are not a fan of the super cab, apparently, or the extended cab, because I could not find an extended cab version of that I could go ahead and put all the way back there, which kind of sucks, because if those are that good, I would really want to put one in the back. But I believe Husky makes them, and you can get them on Amazon or I think even Home Depot. So the extended cab comes with its challenges, especially when it comes to underseat storage back there. So really quick. Oh, one more thing. And there's my buddy. Hi, buddy. He's spent the last hour running around and doing all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. Don't worry. It's 59 degrees with his windows cracked. And he just chugged a whole bunch of water before the video started. So, he's good to go. But long story short, I've had these for about 7-8 years, and they're the best seat covers I've ever had. They really are. I like them a lot. They don't make them anymore, of course. If you Google these exact ones, you get a stock image on like Google, and the link no longer works to Amazon or American Trucks or whatever the link goes to. It really sucks, but they are starting to get worn out. So I haven't tried them yet, but I am going to order some new Realtree, which these are mossy oak. The Realtree comes with, they get rid of the blacked out pattern, and it goes more camo with a red and blue American flag scheme. So I'll have to say goodbye to these guys, but I think they've lived a good life thus far. I guess when it finally rips right here, I'll go ahead and actually order them. And then last thing in the cab is I really like this thing right here, which covers, it's a console cover. It's basically just a rag with extendable bands, and it does not move. I mean, when it's on there, it's on there. And it protects from scratches, dirt, wear and tear, water, anything like that. I really like it. It fits perfectly. No rubbing. It doesn't rub the color out of your leather, anything like that. And it's good for the XL and XLT, the cheap leather that they have in the work trucks, all the way up to your fancy King Ranches and Lariats. I really recommend. It's an Amazon buy, but I mean, yeah, I would definitely get it. So I'm going to go with the lights. This is going to be about a 15-minute video, I believe, but there we go. So I went with the lights because, all right, I forget my music. And here we go. I got LED fog lights, and I went ahead and got LED high beams and low beams. Yeah, I left the turn signal alone, and I went ahead and left the marker amber lights alone as well, because I kind of like the way it looks. But man, I had the stock halogens, and I'll tell you what, they were the dimmest things possible. So I really like the way the LED looks. It's super clean, super bright. It just makes the truck kind of pop, and I'm not blind at night anymore. So that's always a good thing. And I went ahead and went with the Sea Light LEDs. I'll put a link in the description for all these products I'm talking about. And no flickering. I've had no flickering. I have no flickering, none, no blackouts, no glitching. I haven't had to buy any CAN bus decoders, rewiring, nothing. They are a true plug and play. And I can't really show you just due to like the wheel well and everything, like all the stuff that the wheel well is covered up with. But if you are going to go with the LEDs, I have one big piece of advice for you, and they're going to be linked in the description as well, is the covers that go on the back of your headlights, they need to be extended, because the LED fan, cooling fan, extends past the factory spec housing just a little bit. Now you can leave it alone, but you're probably going to have fogging issues, especially if you live in a more humid environment, because no matter how good the seal itself is, it's just not good enough to get out all the moisture. So you might have some fogging issues. But if you want to do what I did, where I went ahead and it looks like just a bubble, a rubber half bubble, and you just stick it on the back in there, and it just goes over the housing, and it extends back about 2 or 3 inches, kind of like a little cave, if you will, so that it fully encompasses the LED lighting. And it allows enough room and enough air and space for it to still cool just fine. Your LEDs won't flicker, overheat, or get exposed to too much humidity and corrode down the line. So that was one of the cool things I really liked. As if you guys know anything about my old F-150, my 2012 Lariat, that thing you could customize to the cows came home, and it would always cause some kind of issue. So, however, this truck I already like a lot better, because it doesn't seem to have that issue. And yes, I know it's really dirty. This isn't a pretty video or anything, but it is pretty dirty. And what do we have here? Now, this is going to be the JNL. Let me clean that up for you. OSC oil separator. AKA, it is the exact same thing as the JLT that I had on my 2012. And I think they just rebranded with the new company design several months ago, maybe at most a year ago. So it's kind of brand new in that sense. But other than that, I mean, it's the exact same thing, and it is catching all, especially at 140 plus thousand miles at this point, it is catching all that bypass junk, all of it. It really actually, I truly believe it helped extend the internal life of my black F-150, the 2012, just by taking just enough junk off. Every 5 to 10,000 miles, I'd empty it, and it would be full of just real thick, nasty gunk stuff. And that was not being repurposed into the internals, so where it can deposit and gunk up and get all gummy and stuff over the life of the truck. So it is the exact same thing. So when you're looking at it, JNL, OSC, what the heck is that? It is literally the exact same thing. And you can still get them stainless like this, or you can also get them in black. I figured, what the heck, stainless kind of pops, and mainly an all black and dark interior, so stainless kind of pops, and it matches the paint job. So, you know, we went with that. So long story short, those are pretty much all the modifications I've done. I absolutely love the intake on stock intake. This is stock intake. Look at that thing. That is way nicer and way bigger than my 2012 could ever hope to be, until I got the S&B cold air intake, and then of course it kind of matched it. But I don't know. I wanted an S&B cold air intake, and I think I still do. Some people say cold air intakes are stupid. Other people swear by them. I swear by them. I know for a fact I could hear my turbos whistle a little bit more, and I improved by about a mile or two per gallon when I put in my cold air intake. S&B is what I put in my 2012. So for about just under $400, I'm eventually going to save up and get one for this. But dang, I mean, this thing is pretty clean. I like it. It's full of mud right now, but so that is what I've done. This is a long video, no edits in between or anything like that. But long story short, this is what I've done. I like what I've done so far. Sorry about the wind. I can hear it, so you guys probably can too. But this is a good truck. It really is. Also, the bed liner and those LED lights with also those tow hooks, they're movable. I mean, those things are bright, wicked bright. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have for that. I do like the Sport 4x4 because when you put it in sport mode, it gets a little peppier. But anyway, guys, this is going to be my accessories and modification video, one of several. Hope to kind of make a mini series out of it. I will be uploading a video on the mechanical issues that it's had so far. Kind of makes me a little nervous, but it is what it is. It is a 10-year-old truck, basically, with almost 150,000 miles, so who can blame it? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Can't wait to talk to you guys in the comments, and let me know if you get any of these products and see how they look and work on your trucks. Take care, guys.